DDR2. Check right now. Your PC's spec sheet says DDR5. Your graphics cards says GDDR6. Same word, one extra letter. So the graphics one must be the newer, faster version. It isn't. It's not a version of your RAM at all. The two are separate families that split from the same root over 20 years ago, built for opposite jobs. They don't even count their generations the same way. Your RAM is a sports car, small loads, instant answers. Graphics memory is a freight train, colossal loads, no matter how slowly it gets moving. The sports car's story starts in 2003. The second generation ran its data connection at twice the speed of the memory cells behind it. Up to 800 million transfers per second, double the original, and powered the Windows XP era. It's also the moment the freight train left the family. The catch, reaching that speed meant a longer pause before every answer. A faster pipe, but a slower first sip. DDR3. Then, 2007 delivered the rarest trade in hardware. Speeds doubled again, up to 2,133 transfers per second, while voltage dropped from 1.8 volts to 1.5. More speed for less power at once. A big reason thin laptops with real battery life exist. The trade-off, a different socket. Upgrading memory meant replacing your motherboard, usually the CPU too. The industry called that progress. Your bank account disagreed. And this generation refuses to die. Millions of office computers are still running on it today. DDR4. By 2014, speed wasn't the main story anymore, capacity was. Standard kits settled around 3,200 transfers per second at just 1.2 volts. But the real gift was density. 16 gigabyte sticks became normal, and a whole video project could sit in memory, instead of behind a loading bar. It stayed the standard for 7 years. The same stick fit new PCs from 2014 to 2021. Here's the uncomfortable part. While transfer rates climbed for a decade, the actual waiting time per request, measured in nanoseconds, barely moved. The pipe kept getting wider. The water didn't arrive much sooner. Want to know what's inside yours? Open Task Manager. Click Performance, then Memory. The generation is right there. DDR5. The current generation arrived in 2021 and redesigned the stick itself. Each module splits into 2 independent channels, starts at 4,800 transfers per second. And enthusiast kits push past 8,000. It even runs error correction on the chip. Your memory now proofreads itself. Reality check. Early buyers paid roughly double for gains most games couldn't feel. Prices have since normalized, though the socket changed again, so a new motherboard was part of the bill. I kept my DDR4 kit through the expensive years and switched only when building a completely new PC. Memory is the one upgrade that rewards patience. Quick question, drop your generation from that task manager check in the comments. I want to see how many are secretly still on DDR3. If this video makes the difference clear, hit like. It genuinely helps the channel. Now we cross over to the freight train, and this is where the numbering starts lying to you. GDDR3. Remember 2003 when the freight train broke away? This is what it became. Engineers took the second generation of PC memory and retuned everything for one job, feeding pixels to a screen. Looser timing, higher clocks, far better tolerance for heat. It shipped inside the Xbox 360 in 2005, and the PlayStation 3 in 2006, carrying an entire console generation. So, there's the lie on the name. Graphics DDR3 is built from regular DDR2. And from here, the family's numbers never line up again. GDDR5. Then came the one that refused to die. Launched in 2008 on DDR3 foundations. It fed nearly every gaming device for a decade. The the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, years of graphics cards, moving up to 8 gigabits per second through every pin. Why did it last so long? Balance. Fast enough for the entire 1080p era. Cheap enough to solder onto a $200 card. The PlayStation 4 even did the forbidden thing. It used this graphics memory as its entire system RAM. 8 gigabytes shared between CPU and GPU. Slower individual answers, enormous hauling power. Remember that trade. It's key to this video's ending. What finally killed it was its own appetite. Those speeds burned power and produced heat, and 4K gaming demanded more than the old design could deliver. GDDR6. The 2018 successor nearly doubled the pace, 14 to 16 gigabits per second per pin, and sits inside the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, and almost every graphics card sold today. Then Nvidia and Micron built a more extreme version, the X variant, sending 4 voltage levels per pulse instead of 2, reaching 21 gigabits per second. On a top-end card, that means roughly 1 terabyte per second. A full laptop's storage every second. The price is literal heat. The X chips run so hot that card makers redesigned their cooling around the memory, not the processor. GDDR7. Now, to the newest engine on the train, shipping since 2024 inside Nvidia's RTX 50 series cards, starting at 28 gigabits per second per pin, with a specification reaching toward 48. The trick is in the signal. Instead of 2 voltage levels per pulse, or the X variant's hot running 4, it sends 3. Most of the speed, far less heat. On the flagship card, total bandwidth now touches nearly 2 terabytes per second. So, the question this video has been building toward, if it moves this much data, why isn't it in your motherboard? Because the freight train is slow to leave the station. Each request takes longer to answer than your system RAM, and a CPU asks thousands of tiny questions every millisecond. Put it behind a processor, and the processor spends its life waiting at the platform. The PlayStation 4 accepted that wait because a console runs one game at a time. Your PC runs everything at once. It can't. The second wall is distance. These chips sit soldered a few millimeters from the GPU, on a connection up to 512 bits wide, 8 times wider than your RAM stick's 64-bit lane.